Medical school is a journey filled with challenges and opportunities for growth. In this video, I'm going to share with you the most common mistakes that I've seen medical students make in this journey. More importantly, I hope to share with you how to avoid these mistakes to advance your career. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rhanderson Cardozo. I am a cardiologist in Boston in the United States, and today I'm going to shed some light on the most common mistakes and pitfalls that you should avoid as a medical student. But before we dive into these insights, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel so you stay tuned in to more videos like this one. One of the common pitfalls I see is investing time in irrelevant projects and useless extracurricular activities. Yes, for sure, some extracurricular activities are valuable, but the truth is not all of them contribute equally to your career. In the heat of medical school, it's very easy to just follow the pack, to join the herd, and do a multitude of projects and useless activities. The mistake here lies in not discerning which activities are truly aligned with your career goals. It's very important to think about this even very early on in your training. It's quite common for us to see students spread thin across too many activities, only then to realize that they can't get it all done and that they, most importantly, don't contribute to the skill set that they need to develop to go and walk towards their career of choice. Consider the quality of the activities over the sheer number of things that you will just get on your CV. Instead of focusing on everything that's thrown your way, really focus on the ones that genuinely resonates with your interests. And this allows you to focus on those activities and do them at a very high level, exceptionally well, so that you can stand out and possibly develop a skill set that will be very valuable to you. This strategic approach ensures that your extracurricular activities add substantial value to your medical education. You should really think about the decision of which projects to get involved with very strategically. Assess each and every opportunity and see how this will add value to what you want. Let me give you some very practical examples of this. You could learn during medical school skill sets that will be extremely valuable. Some of them are even non-conventional. You could develop your communication skills. You can learn sales. You can learn marketing. All these tools can be very valuable depending on which type of career you want to have. You can also spend your extracurricular time doing impactful research, but even that research needs to be aligned with your career goals. We've talked previously about the need to avoid the pitfall of doing case reports and low impact irrelevant stuff. Even that, the research type that you do has to be aligned with what direction you want to go in your career. Don't fall into the trap of spreading yourself too thin among multiple things that are of no benefit to you. Don't join the athletic department just because other people are doing it if it's not a significant interest of yours. Don't join the dermatology interest group and that group and then do too many things that don't contribute to your career and don't advance your skill sets. You also have to look at the big picture, something that may be of value in your local medical school or may be very attractive to other people. It may have nothing to do with the type of career that you want to have, and that's the focus you should have. Instead, be very intentional with your choices. Align them with your goals and make every decision a stepping stone towards the type of career you want to have. Similarly, you should avoid doing things just because they look nice on your CV. Joining anything just because it looks good on your curriculum will lead to dissatisfaction, and even worse, will lead to a number of incomplete projects. This is especially true because the things that actually matter to your CV, they take up time, effort, and dedication. Everything else is just noise. If you're going to do something for 2 hours and put it in your CV, it's not going to have a lot of value. But if you're going to work on a research project, on a meaningful extracurricular activity, on a significant volunteer project, all those things will take up time. And time is a valuable asset. If you start doing all these things, what's going to happen is you're going to start things and you're not going to finish. And this not only is not going to be helpful to you, it's going to harm you. You may get a reputation as someone who starts things and doesn't take them all the way to the end. This is one of the worst reputations you can have as a medical student and in the medical career. I've seen multiple students throughout my journey in the medical profession as a resident, as a fellow, that driven by this external validation or this desire for external validation for a nice CV, find themselves in roles that really don't align with their goals and really that they can't complete due to a lack of time or a lack of interest. This approach that I've shared with you, keep in mind, not only enhances your satisfaction, but increases the probability that you will take projects all the way through. And this is critical. This is really important that you start something and you finish it, and do that over and over consistently to build a career of excellence. Another significant pitfall that I commonly see in medical students is the premature decision on a specialty of interest, but more importantly, neglecting the others. It's understandable if you are completely sure early on in your training that you want to do a specific specialty and you want to invest a little bit of time on that. You may even want to do research in that specialty. I think that that's okay and adds value. But you have to keep an open mind. You have to understand that the medical landscape is so diverse and your early interests may evolve over time. Deciding too early and especially neglecting the others may cause you to overlook other areas in which you would do extremely well. This tunnel vision can potentially hinder your ability to make well-rounded and informed career choices. This also goes for when you decide on a subspecialty training. Getting into internal medicine residency and locking in a subspecialty from day one may blind you to other opportunities that you may have that will also be great for your particular interests. As a medical student, one of the worst mistakes you can make when doing your clinical rotations is to show up for a specific rotation, demonstrate a clear interest in something else, and neglect that rotation. This will reflect very poorly on you. It will create a bad reputation that will go with you to other places in your training. You don't want that. Avoid this reputation of being a slacker, of being uninterested in any given rotation just because you prefer this other specialty A or B, for example. Now, also understand, I don't mean to delay these career choices indefinitely, but rather just finding the right balance between exposure to a diverse fields and timely decision making. And this time will be different for different people. There's no exact formula on how to do it. Deciding the specialty of interest is a crucial step in our career, but it's also equally important to embrace the path. Embrace the journey and explore the various options, giving it your best even when you're not doing your favorite thing in the world. There's no question that research is a pivotal component of your career as a medical student. However, the reality is that not all research efforts will pay you back results. There are many reasons why this could happen. One, for example, may be that the research group you're in is just not fair and transparent. Sadly, multiple medical students get cheated over at the time of distribution of authorship. They do the work and then they get pushed back towards co-author in the middle of multiple other authors, or sometimes even worse, they don't get credit for the publication. So that's one potential reason why you could not get recognition for your work. The other one is simply that some types of research may take forever to deliver on results. For example, if you join a clinical trial very early on, you may learn a lot about the research process, you may recruit patients, you may do all this data collection, but it may be years and years before you actually get results from that, before you get publications. And realize that it's not a problem to do that, as long as you're aware that you're gonna miss out on the most important recognition of research, which is publications. You really need to have a way, if you're going to do research, and I've already explained in another video that you should, but if you are going to do research, you need to get the credit for it. You need to be in a group that publishes. You need to have papers as first author, as co-author. You need to move your career forward with publications and not just doing research. This issue of unfair exclusion of medical students from authorship is unfortunately a sad reality, especially in countries outside the United States in which the hierarchy of medicine is not a healthy one. Be very careful if you're in a medical school or in a country where this is the culture, that you try to avoid these environments. You have to look for mentors that are fair, that will give you recognition. And there are ways of finding out who are these people. Talk to people in their lab, talk to people that they've mentored before. Really avoid the pitfall of spending time in research and then having nothing to show for it as a result. Remember, it's not about the hours that you put into a project. That really doesn't show up on your CV. It's really about the results that you get, the impact of your publications. And you have to recognize this early on in your career, or you're going to waste a lot of time on research. Networking is a powerful tool that should be used in your favor as a medical student and in your career. It's such a popular word, but a lot of people don't actually understand how networking works. Networking essentially here means the collection of relationships and people that will help you in your career. This isn't just a formality, it's a gateway for opportunities. But you have to understand how to build these networks. It's not just about going up to people and introducing yourself. It's not just about sending cold emails. You have to understand that networking essentially means relationships. These relationships only work well if it's a two-way street. You have to bring something to the table when you develop a new connection, when you want to grow a connection. This goes for research, for clinical opportunities, for educational opportunities, whatever it may be. You have to be strategic about the people that you select to start these relationships and the relationships that you invest your time in. The way to develop meaningful networks is to grow them over time with different interactions, with different projects, with different collaborations. Ultimately, these people will write you letters of recommendation. They will vouch for you when it's time for you to apply for a specific position. But you have to be very cautious about building these networks around you over time. And you can do that in medical school, in residency, wherever you are in your career. So find out who are the people that you want to have in your network and start investing time in those relationships to make them stronger, to make your network stronger. And remember that networking can evolve into mentorship opportunities. The people that you really get a good relationship with, the people that can contribute to your career, will ultimately serve as your mentors. And the way you're going to get there, again, is by bringing value to the relationship. You have to do your part. When we're a junior in our career, it's very common for us to think of mentorship as what can I learn? and what am I going to get out of this? How can this person help me? But really, it should be the total opposite. You should be focused on what you can add. How can you bring value to this mentee-mentorship relationship? How can you contribute? And only in this way will you get back. Will you get a good mentor, someone who will help you in strategic times in your career. I really hope these insights will help you navigate your journey more effectively. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment below, share with your friends, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel.